I've been playing around with nail stamping since 2016, and in that time, I've discovered quite a few tips and tricks to make my life easier. This video is split up into two sections, tips and tricks on supplies and stamping techniques. First, let's start with supplies. Number 1, I don't use normal nail polish remover when cleaning the plates. I just use 100% acetone for quick cleanup and preventing any possible residue on the plates. Number 2, I try my best to organize stamping plates so they don't scratch. Scratches can ruin a design because it essentially adds to the existing engraving. There are organizers out there on Amazon for different plate sizes. I need to get one still for my rectangular and square plates, but I am happy with the organizer for my older circular plates. Number 3, a cleanup brush is a must for anyone that frequently does nail art. I use an e.l.f. concealer brush as it's cheap, sturdy, and these bristles don't melt in acetone. It's lasted me years, taking off any design not on my nails. There's other methods of preventing or getting rid of the excess design that's not on the nail, but personally, I find the brush easier, more precise, and less likely to mess up my nails in the end. Number 4, I said this in my video about why your nail stamper isn't transferring, but I need to say it again. You need to try out many nail stampers until you find the right one. You may not even know what you're missing out on if you just use the first or second stamper you got. Number 5, a clear stamper makes it easier to see and center the design. It's also great for stamping with any color. I think nowadays clear stampers are the norm, but if you don't have any, please try them out. Number 6, use a stamping polish. Stamping polish is more opaque and should transfer better than normal polish. It took me several years before I splurged and bought some stamping polish, and I have no regrets. I have a rainbow of colors, but use black, white, silver, and gold the most. Number 7, use a lint roller to clean off the excess stamping design on your stamper. Avoid using acetone as this can cause issues with your stamper long term. Number 8, use a plastic scraper. I once had a metal one that came with the stamping kit and it scratched the plates. As I said earlier, we don't want a scratched plate. Number 9, I always talk about how you can use old hotel keys or plastic cards for scraping. Number 10, have lots of paper towels, napkins, or other cleaning materials handy. I don't like cotton balls as they like to stick to any semi-wet nail polish and create annoying situations. Now I'm going to move on to nail stamping techniques. Number 1, extra polish from a different design on the nail can be scraped off if it's done quickly. Scrape it off as soon as possible for the best results. It's not always perfect, but better than leaving it on and way better than restarting the darn thing. Number 2, really consider the color combinations you chose. For me, the best results always seem to be colors that really pop from each other. Not necessarily do contrasting colors on the color wheel always work, especially if you're not using stamping polish. I typically say use one light color and one dark color. So red and black polishes may sound cool as a color combination in theory and look great in some lighting, but in other lighting, you can't see what's going on. That used to really bother me as I loved the design when I was at home, but then when I went to worse lighting, I couldn't even see the stamping. Number 3, use a quick dry top coat before stamping. This helps things move along faster and can prevent smudging and messing up the base color. Number 4, clean up the edges before putting on a top coat. It's way easier to clean up the edges before the top coat than after. Number 5, lightly put on the top coat. I learned this from Simply Nailogical. I used to get so frustrated when I had a perfect stamp design, but then it would smudge with the top coat. Now I know to glide the top coat on as lightly as possible. Avoid too many brush strokes because that can also mess it up. And number 6, most importantly, be patient when first learning. It takes time to learn the techniques. I hope this video helped you with some new ideas for nail stamping in the future. And that's what Kay says.